In this presentation, we're going to look at harnessing the power of quadrant 2, connect that to deep and lasting learning, and finish up with prioritizing. I have this box divided up into 4 sections. So for the columns, I have those duties or activities that are urgent compared with those which are not. And for the rows, I have those duties and activities that are important contrasted with those which are not. So wherever these urgencies and importances converge, we have a different scenario. For instance, things that are important and urgent, well, perhaps a good example of that is having a midnight deadline for one of our assignments and beginning it at 11 p.m. Just under that, things which are not important but have a sense of urgency to them. Example from a student of mine was texting. Text shoots in and we feel we have to deal with it immediately. And before we know it, we spiral into a text exchange that eats up a lot of our time, when in fact it really wasn't that important and diverted us from more important things at the moment. And things which are neither important nor urgent, those are pure time wasters. I had one student who failed my class admit that he had spent way too much time gaming and watching television when he could have used that time for more important things. And then finally, those things which are important, yet done without a sense of urgency. That's the sweet spot, and that's where we want to live. However, because we don't feel the urgency of the moment, these things are easily postponed, and that's where the procrastination bug comes in and bites us. So to address that, a key principle to deep and lasting learning is distributed practice. Come up with a plan where you're not starting something at the last moment, but through a plan in advance, you're distributing your work over a series of, or course of a week or several days. Stephen Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said to organize and execute around priorities. Organize, have that plan in place, and then execute, do what you have to do based on priorities. Simple illustration, I start my morning and brainstorm the things that have to be done, then come up with a little 3x5 card and bullet those things to do. And then I go down that list and check off and execute each one based on its priority, how important it is. Not what I feel like doing, or not getting sidetracked by time wasters, but executing around priorities. And that's how we can stay in that sweet spot. As you've probably heard, if you fail to plan, well, you set yourself up to plan to fail.